Haven't made a video for a while, so I'm gonna just make one. This should be done on any car, swapped or not. So any fox body, whether it's a stock or drift, or you're just gonna daily it or whatever, I think you should do this. At the very least, bolt these in. I'm sick again, as you can tell. At the very least, bolt these in. I got the Summit Racing brand ones, like $80, but they're made by it's the same ones, same exact ones that like UPR sells. They're actually pretty easy. The trickiest part is these top ones, getting the two top ones to line up, but it's pretty easy. You'll figure it out if you do it on your own. These are just mocked up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some dry ice and alcohol, which works really good to remove the sound deadener. It literally comes off like in one piece. You just put it on there. I mix it in a bucket, dry ice and alcohol, rubbing alcohol. Throw it on there and it just like pops. It'll crack and then it just literally comes off with no sticky residue, nothing. So these are just mocked up right now. I'm gonna cut it all out, or take all that shit off the sound deadener, and I'm gonna have them welded in. One of my friend's dad's gonna come right now a little bit to weld them in. And then on the underneath side, this is what I'm gonna do. These are bolted in. Has a plate in here. There's videos on there on YouTube you can find, but they're bolted in. And then this is for the uppers. They bolt in and they pull through. The bolts pretty much pull through and they bolt up to the plate. That way, like with the force of pulling on the control arms and stuff when you're launching and whatnot, it's like more of a big backing plate to like support it, so it won't rip out. Because I had a CHP that went like mid 11s. And I was launching it like at 6K, and it ended up ripping. Like, I think this came off right here, and like the control arm actually ripped, and then it ripped like coming off from here, and it like sliced down here. So what I do, I put those plates, and then what I'll do is I'll just enforce it here, like re-weld it here, because as you can see, there's nothing here. There's only a weld over here, and then everything else is like little spot welds in here. You can see right there, right here, right here. But I'll have them weld in here. I'm gonna clean it up some more right now. I'll have them weld right here, up here, and then on the right here, and then like behind the plate. I'll probably leave that like that, and then just pretty much weld it back into the frame, because there's really nothing here, just a little spot welds, like I said. So weld this up in here, both sides. So like 4 spots on the upper, and then here, and then pretty much just weld it to the frame. I personally avoid the like thinner parts, like welding here to the body, because this is really thin, and I've seen where they burn holes in it, and yeah, once you burn the holes, that's pretty much just gonna make it weaker. So that's what I'm gonna do with that. I was thinking just leave these bolted in. I mean, they gotta help something. It's not gonna hurt it. Just leave all that bolted in and then weld this. I'm gonna see how he feels when he comes over here, but weld it all in and all that, and then it should pretty much be, I don't want to say indestructible, but it's gonna take a lot to rip those motherfuckers out. So should be good like that. My original plan was to weld the 4-cylinder rear end, just to kind of prove a point and see how long it actually lasts. I was just gonna weld the rear end on the 7.5, but then I said, man, I hadn't been on my back wrenching for a while, so once I was down there taking it off, I was like, fuck, I don't want to take it off and then break it and then have to do it all over again. So I bought this from somebody. I actually bought 2 rear ends for $50, and I gave one to a friend, and I just kept this one. It has 273 gears, so I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna just do a mini spool. A mini spool with 373 gears, that's the gear I'm gonna go with, or if I should do just the clutch packs. I know they wear out easily, but I know a lot of people say, oh, the 28 spine axles aren't good, or the stock rear ends aren't good. Like, man, I've beat the shit out of a stock fox body rear end for years and never broke an axle. I know people that have gone low 11s with them, 10s with them, with the stock rear end. So I'll either rebuild the clutch packs or put a mini spool in it. I guess they don't make like a full spool for the 28 spline axles and the 8.8, so I'll figure something out with that. And then with the control arms and all that, I'm gonna go with the Team Z relocated uppers, and then the adjustable lowers. So I'll keep you guys updated as I get closer to putting in the rear end.